A lot of you love to dance bachata, but can you actually call yourself a bachata dancer? Hello, my beautiful subscribers. Rasa the dancer is here. I'm gonna start this video by reminding you what this channel is for. It's an educational channel. It's a channel where we can have interesting conversations about our dance community, whether it would be salsa, bachata, kizomba, zouk, you name it. We want to have these conversations here. So one of the conversations I want to have with you today is my opinion, my observation, not necessarily the truth. I'm sure I could change my opinion after having intellectual conversations with other dancers, and maybe that will happen with this video. However, I do have some formed opinions myself that I would like to share with you and see how you feel about this. I don't believe everybody who's dancing bachata now can call themselves a bachata dancer, and it has nothing to do with the levels, advanced or beginner or whatever. It has more to do with the actual understanding about bachata, and I am about to break down those points to you, and let's see how you feel about those. All right, so let me start with my first point. We have these days a lot of new bachata dancers, and a lot of the people now that's starting to dance bachata, not all, but most, are starting with sensual bachata. Okay? And why I'm bringing this point, I think it's very important for those people to understand that dancing sensual bachata does not mean that you dance bachata. Now, in order to say you dance bachata, I humbly believe that you have to have an understanding where bachata comes from. Bachata comes from Dominican Republic. So what happened these days, we have different styles. We have moderna, we have sensual, we have bachata tango, we have bachata fusions, all kinds of things. And I dance them all and I love them all. But in order to say that you are a bachata dancer, I truly believe you have to know where bachata comes from, and you have to attend at least few bachata classes where you actually are whether participating in authentic bachata dancing or you participated some sort of class that educates you about bachata history. I would actually even say you have to attend few Dominican bachata classes, because I think that when we use bachata, I dance bachata, I dance bachata, I dance bachata, it makes people angry, because bachata word means different things to different people. And especially for people who actually come from Dominican Republic, it feels like we're stealing their dance and not paying respects to where the dance come from. Now, if you would be saying, I am a sensual bachata dancer, that would be completely cool with me, because you would be saying, I dance only sensual bachata style. And by using that name, and let's not have an argument about that name, whether it's appropriate or not. I already said we stuck with this name, so it is what it is now, okay? So let's not have an argument about that. The name ain't gonna change, right? But if you say, I am a sensual bachata dancer, and you don't say, I am a bachata dancer, and you only dance sensual, and you have no idea what Dominican bachata is, and you no idea anything about other parts of the bachata, I think that would be a little bit misleading to yourself and other people around you. So I think if you dance sensual bachata, that's great. And if that's all you want to do, that's fantastic. But then say, I'm a sensual bachata dancer. But when you say, I am a bachata dancer, I think you carry responsibility to know a little bit more about bachata as a whole. And attending few Dominican classes will definitely not hurt you. Just give some spice to your dance. Another important note that I like to say to my students and my friends and my fellow colleagues, if somebody's dancing and if I'm turning off the music and I'm looking just at the dance and the music is not there and I cannot tell what dance it is, then it's not bachata. Okay? It's supposed to, without the music, still look like you're dancing bachata. I should be able to name it. As a professional dancer myself, I should be able to name what dance it is. And why am I saying this? There's a lot of people now that are, I don't know whether they dance like that in the social all the time, but they're definitely making these videos where I actually, when I go to bed, sometimes I scroll to my Instagram and I actually don't put sound on because I don't want to be stimulated. If I hear my music, I get a little bit too much stimulation. So before going to sleep, I sometimes scroll and I just look at the video that somebody's dancing without listening to the music. And there's few times that I actually wasn't able to tell because there's a lot of Zouk influence with the whole head rolls and stuff. And in some like choreography made videos, again, I don't know whether they dance like this in social too, but it's like the feet are moving in a choreographed way without any like 3 steps and tap or any kind of like box step picala, something like a normal 10. And there's a lot of body movement and tricks and this, that it really is hard to tell whether it's a bachata dance. Then when you put on the music, you kind of like, oh, okay, it makes sense. But without the music, you can't tell. So that's my other, I think, important point, that in order to say I dance bachata, it should be clear you dance bachata if I turn off the music. If I turn off the music and you're just doing all kinds of moves, but your feet do not reflect what dance you're dancing, it is not bachata anymore. And again, it's cool. You can dance that, but then, keep in mind, you are interpreting and creating a freestyle dance that is maybe danced to a bachata song, but it is not bachata anymore. And my final point for this video, which would be interesting to see what you think. I think footwork is important in general, and footwork doesn't mean Dominican bachata. Footwork, it means just moving your feet in bachata rhythms. But I truly believe that if you dance bachata and you do footwork and you do your turns and you have your, some sort of basic combinations with the feet, you are dancing bachata. But if you doing body movement, but you cannot do the footwork, that's not bachata for me. So I think people can choose not to do body movement and it still is bachata, but I don't believe that you can choose not to do footwork and you call yourself a bachatero. Like you can still be in love with sensual bachata, but if your feet are restricted to 3 steps and tap, and you barely do that as well, I don't think you can call yourself a bachatero. So my point is that you can not do sensual bachata and still be a bachatero, but you cannot just do body movement and not have any footwork and call yourself a bachatero. The music is so rich. If you go to even a sensual bachata congress, they play music like Danny J, like Romeo Santos, like Prince Royce, like even Pinto Picasso. All of these artists, we dance sensual bachata too. And some of the songs are very lyrical and very, towards sensual bachata. But there's still in that song elements of syncopations. There's elements of bass. There's elements of different rhythms coming together. There's also always a section of some sort where there's like, is calling for something to happen more than just the body movement. So if you don't have any footwork whatsoever and you just pride yourself in doing amazing body movement, it's good for you that you can do the body movement. But if you cannot do any footwork like whatsoever, you cannot call yourself a bachatero. I think it's an interesting conversation. What do you think? Thank you for watching. And as I say, I love to have these conversations with you. So use a comment. Do you agree with what I said, or do you have a completely different perspective? But before you rush into the comments, if you've been triggered, just remind yourself what I said in the beginning of the video. I truly believe everybody should be able to dance whatever they want. Yes? So don't have a conversation about whether sensual bachata is a bachata or not. I said, yeah, we stuck with the name, whether we agree with the name or not. It is a bachata, but then in this video, I give you pointers what we need to make sure that it still is a bachata. Okay? Now go crazy in the comments. Now you can go tuk 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 tuk, oh, Rasa, la 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 la. Okay? Now guys, I have made other videos that I think are important as well with sensual bachata and Dominican bachata to see whether we can have conversations more about this kind of idea, what's good, what's bad, what it should be. And I'm gonna link these videos here. And in the meantime, show me some love with the subscription, subscribe, give me some likes. And guys, I really hope to see you in other videos.